Welcome to Footballers Convention, World Cup edition. You know we're watching today, Tunisia and England. Before that match kicks off, let's take a quick look at the lineups. What do you got here, Maskey? What do you think?
Yeah, so in goals we've Pickford, kind of three at the back, Walker, Stones and Maguire. In the centre of the kind of defensive midfielder position is Henderson. We've also Lingard, which is a bit of a surprise in that position. Dele Alli, and then out in the wing backs we have Young and Trippier. Up front, Kane and Sterling. I would imagine Kane is going to sit a little bit behind Kane, or Sterling's going to sit behind Kane like this. But with the Tunisia side, there's two guys here that are semi-decent that I do know.
You've heard of them.
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them.
Yes,
That's step number one.
I've heard of the names. Kaziri, this guy here, used to play for Sunderland. He went on loan to Rennes in League 1. Last season. He scored 9 goals in 24. He's a decent threat. He's going to do a little bit of business, I'd say. But yeah.
What do you reckon with Stones and Walker? I mean, Walker, we know him more so for his attacking than his defending. Do you think he's going to join up and attack, possibly leave Stones with his hands full?
I think they're a little bit kind of vulnerable here at the back. Normally you would say that Walker is kind of playing in this position here, out on the wing, but he is a centre-back, and he's not normally a centre-back for Man City. I think he might struggle. Again, Stones, I'm not convinced. I'm not 100% convinced by Stones. I think he is a centre-back by nature, but he's not one that would instill a lot of confidence.
It's a fairly young, inexperienced backline. Perhaps that's probably why Ashley Young was then chosen instead of Danny Rose. I think we were thinking it might be.
Yeah, I think he's played very, very well for Manchester United this season. I think he's a player that can create chances. He can get up and down that wing. You know, he's a threat.
Well, looks like this one just kicked off, so let's sit down and let me introduce my people here. I'm joined here by Mr. Kamenetsky. Introduce yourself. Tell the world what you're about.
I'm Brian Kamenetsky. I'm all about England and Tunisia right now. So it's laser focused on this match.
Eyes on the prize.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's starting off, it's going to be a little bit slow, I think, and then getting into it, I think it's going to pick up a little bit more as the game goes by.
Mr. Bowman, tell the world who you are. This is your first time with us.
First time here. I make this whole thing here, this touchscreen behind us.
With his bare hands.
With my bare hands.
Men used to build houses, but now we build interactive touchscreen applications.
So I've spent many an hour just looking at various data and statistics and lineups, so kind of have a sense of who these people are and what they're doing. But it's exciting to see England and actually kind of be familiar with a lot of these names and faces and kind of more than, say, Peru or something, kind of be able to talk about it more intelligently.
Is this really a case of England versus England themselves? Can they beat themselves, or is Tunisia a legitimate threat?
Like, Tunisia are the top-rated African team. They qualified by getting 10 points out of a possible 12 to get to the World Cup. They only conceded 4 goals in 6 games. So they're a team that, you know, don't really concede too many goals. Going forward, well, here we go. Here's a chance for them now. In the box. Good defending there. Was that? Oh, no. No! What are you doing?
Was it Sterling? No.
That was terrible. As we said, the 3 centre-backs, they were a little bit dodgy there.
England's in their red kit.
I don't know if the cross was
there's a few people on Twitch watching. Just want to say hello to a few people. The Hague 66, how you doing, pal? Rodrigo, Gorvan. Who else we got? Gorvin.
Oh.
Gorvin.
Oh, yeah.
The Fast Turk
Love that guy.
is also watching.
The Fast Turk?
The Fast Turk.
Is he the fastest, though?
So yeah, welcome along everyone who's in the stream. Oh, look at this. Wow. Shaky start for England.
If England loses, I know you said Tunisia's quality and better than people expect, but and all that, they will burn down the palace if they lose, though.
Oh, 100%.
This is not going to go over well.
No, I mean,
nobody in England cares.
Well,
Tunisia.
The thing about this England side is that there's not too much of an expectation that they're going to do well, because the team itself is pretty poor. compared to England teams gone by. But look at this mistake here. Like, I mean, what is that?
I know you're on autopilot. I'm used to seeing England in white as well, but this is England in the
they're in the red. Ah, okay.
We were already going, here comes the English collapse 2 minutes in. Bowman was already writing up the story, I know. But
England's wearing red.
England's in the away kit. They're the visiting team.
That's a bit of a fail.
Wait.
It's a bright start.
So who's wearing what?
Tunisia is wearing white.
Oh, well, good start for England then.
Yeah.
Good on them.
England are great.
So we'll find some negatives. Don't worry, it'll come.
I always thought England were going to do well.
Spoken like a true Irishman.
Yeah.
Finish.
Oh!
Sterling!
What are you doing?
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Wide open net.
He's done that a few times for Liverpool.
He was
for
offside,
Man
though, was he?
City.
No, I think he's good.
Is he good?
They might have reviewed it if it went in. Might have.
That was shambolic.
That was really.
He didn't know to use right or left foot.
I'm going to just. I will use neither.
Yeah, anything would have
Pick
been better
one.
than that.
One of the two.
Pretty thrilling start though from England.
Yeah, I mean, they
look great.
they're going for it. Yeah, I mean.
I tell you what. They fooled us. Those are really, really red uniforms.
Do you like the all solid colors, or are you more of a vibrant, mix it up type of?
Well, it depends on the color. But I kind of like that. And it's as we talked about the other day, I am not afraid to pick a team based on the kit. Peru.
You like the Peru kit
really
the other day,
strong,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
sash and
Yeah.
kind of old school.
Oh, you got to finish that.
At least pick a foot.
Something.
Yeah, England are unbeaten in 10 games as well going into this World Cup. So I expect kind of like Tunisia kind of like to soak up the pressure, England to kind of counter-attack, and hopefully Tunisia will kind of try and block them off, but it's a bad start for them.
Under duress pretty early. Bowman, statistically speaking, which is the England player that the goals are going to come through? Is it Harry Kane, or is there something we're missing?
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be Sterling after that. I could see Harry Kane. I could see Dele Alli taking some kind of longer shots, trying to. I mean, if they can't, it seems like they're not having trouble getting into the box, so I'm not sure if they need to really for that. But I would guess Kane is going to be the point man for that.
I mean, to England's credit, they play with wingbacks, and they've started coming wide with pace and with pressure. So pretty clearly seems to be that's their game plan.
It looks like good seats are available for this one.
Yeah, we have seen some.
I'm surprised it's not sold out, actually, yeah. Surprised.
I don't think Russia wanted too
Tunisia's
many
keeper
English.
already hurt now.
Yeah, I think
Mexico seemed to travel awfully well.
They always do.
brilliant.
Very
And the
impressed.
same with the Peruvians as well. I think they sold like 45,000 tickets to Peru fans.
36 years or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
exactly, yeah.
And Russia in June is ideal.
You're not planning a winter getaway to
No,
Russia
this is
anytime
where If
soon?
you're going to go, that wasn't very good. What kind of attendance do you think they'll get? I mean, obviously people travel and they'll do whatever, but when in 4 years, when it's in Qatar, who's going?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's going
good.
to be in the winter too, right?
Yeah, it's going
Well,
to
they
be.
have to, because otherwise everyone will die.
Yeah, literally. Like,
That didn't stop them from building those stadiums.
They
A
will
little,
all-
a few
they-
deaths
no,
here or
right.
there. But
yeah. There's definitely a few human rights issues going on over there at the moment.
Tell you what,
Human what?
Human rights.
Human what?
Nothing like
Human wrong.
widespread human rights violations to make your next bid look good by comparison. We don't have to build anything.
The thing is that there is talk that it's not actually going to go ahead in Qatar.
Where will they put it?
They're saying that they might change the venue. They might change it to like maybe Australia.
They're
or
still
something.
not done yet, and they're way deep in debt. There's the amount of money.
Money talks though in these situations.
It's
For
taken
FIFA? No.
It's taken so much money, and they're still not. They're well behind.
Yeah.
Which is weird. You wouldn't have thought of that with Qatar as a destination that could run into problems.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming? Huh?
Never would have.
And you can't drink there either. Which is
That will change.
Will
That
they
will
change? They have to change that.
That will.
Could you imagine if Ireland qualified for the World Cup and there was no drink?
They won't go.
We just won't travel.
We won't go.
That's it. Look. Tunisia are keeping the
Send
ball well
Real
here.
Salt Lake and call it a day.
Yes. No, it's who Budweiser, is that the official beer sponsor
Could be.
of the World Cup? I believe that I think they were last
It's
time.
an American brand.
Yeah, the alcohol that'll get in.
So Tunisia are without one of their kind of star men. He got injured. I think he did his knee. I think he did his cruciate ligament in his knee. But he was their star guy, Manskini, I think his name is. He scored 3 goals in 4 games in the qualification process. And he's going to be missed because the guy, Kaziri, is his name? Yeah. He is, he's not great at this level. So if you're kind of depending on guys like that versus teams like England, I think you're going to struggle.
When you're a smaller country that qualifies, you can't afford to lose whatever sort of star power you have.
Not at all. Like. But the thing is, like with France and with Brazil, you know, they can.
Sure.
Because they have so much kind of strength in depth. Teams like Tunisia, Morocco, you know, Iran, those kind of teams. It's just not good.
That's why, like, the Salah injury is such a big deal. It takes any
Massive.
shot that Egypt has a chance to be competitive.
Absolutely.
This is a tough. If you're red-green colorblind,
Yeah.
this is not easy.
There is a clash, all right, isn't there? Yeah. That was my excuse anyway at the start.
That's where you're going with?
Come on, Harry
But
Kane.
come on.
Have a shot.
I-
Oh, what a
Oh,
keeper.
How did he play that?
Wow. Corner kick.
Tell you what, Lingard's been a bit lively early. Been impressed with
has.
him.
I'm surprised at the position he's playing in. He's normally kind of like out in the wing.
He-
But he
he-
seems to
he's-
have more of a
he's-
central kind of role, doesn't he?
Allegedly, but we
Well, yeah.
have seen him popping up on the left a little, so it
Yeah.
looks like maybe they want him to run into that space,
Yeah.
right?
Doink.
Oh,
Oh,
that was
there
good.
it is.
There it is.
that's
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. GG. Well
What
done.
were the odds on him being top goal scorer? He was one of the favorites, wasn't he?
Overall, like,
Yeah, golden boot.
I think he would have been around 20 to 1 maybe. That was a decent goal.
That first header was pretty powerful.
who got on it for the first one?
Oh, was he?
Great-
Was he
great
offside?
game.
Was he?
Kane was.
Oh,
Kane was fine. Sterling was off, I think, but he was out of it.
yeah.
John Stones, that was pretty powerful.
That was a,
It was a great save.
save.
Yeah, no, it was a great save.
That's all he can do, really.
Yeah.
Still don't totally understand why he played the ball that led to the corner in the first place.
That's going to take so much pressure off England. I reckon England now will play kind of very kind of free-flowing football now. They get the wing backs up. They'll be more expressive. They won't be afraid to have a go now. That was the one thing that they needed to do. They needed to score early, because if it went to like 60, 70 minutes and they hadn't scored, I think the inexperience of the team would have kind of come in, where they would have been like, what do we do here?
So do you think they're going to press higher up now with a bit of the breathing room, or are they going to maybe drop the wing backs back a
A
bit
little
more?
early to drop back.
I think they'll go for it. I think they will actually kind of try and go for a second goal. I don't think they'll sit back. I'll be interested to see how Pickford does actually. Pickford has like less than 10 caps for England. Like playing at this level, he had an okay season with Everton during the season as well. It's going to be a big test for him.
Wasn't quite Coutinho-esque or
That
goal,
goal yesterday.
but
Yeah.
Keeper's down again.
A goal is a goal. Yeah.
he's coming out. He's tried to play on. But I mean, that's does worlds of good for Harry Kane's confidence, right? You got to figure
Absolutely.
just getting off the mark and just getting one, you know, and then after that,
It's just a relief. It's the
Yeah.
pressure is just off your shoulders. You know. What's wrong with this goalkeeper? Is he?
I feel
Yeah,
like
I
he
didn't
hurt
see
his
it
shoulder
happen
early.
He looks like he's
That
dying.
was really.
I think it was on the
Yeah.
one where he came out where Lingard squared it to Sterling. I think maybe there was some follow through contact, possibly.
All I know is I don't trust any of these medics.
I think his shoulder's gone. Is it?
Between the concussion in day one and then the way they cart these people off like they're World War I casualties, 17 people alongside a stretcher like we don't have golf carts now.
Yeah.
I don't know. England and Tunisia. This is a bit, Operation Torch
It
or
does, yeah. Gallipoli.
yeah. Feels like
All they need
Montgomery.
to do is give him a few slaps across the face like they did the first guy who was concussed.
Yeah, little water.
That's all they need
slaps.
to do. Get the magic sponge out. You'd be grand.
Some smelling salts.
Yeah.
You know, the slapping
Bath
bothers me
salts.
less than the dudes carrying people off the field like that. Because he's just like, hey.
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter, like, medic slaps person with concussion. I thought he was like,
All right. Yeah,
it wasn't that
a few
bad.
little- yeah.
It's just like giving a little tap.
Just a little tap. But that seemed like that was their plan A.
It seemed like bad. I mean,
yeah.
it's a bad idea. But
He's in. You kind of feel sorry for him. He's crying there now.
he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
That hurts. Don't worry. This guy's on it.
This goalkeeper, the substitute goalkeeper, is there any info on him? I know he's old, and I think this is one of his 4th or 5th, or maybe 3rd or 4th kind of campaigns. Would I be right in saying that? I'll just go over to our Tunisian expert
Yeah.
over to my left.
As you know, I mean, we're all familiar with his body of work.
Yeah.
So many great moments,
Yeah.
and the Saudi League and.
Ben Youssef, great name as well.
Oh.
actually.
Yeah,
Another one?
when in doubt, if you don't know, it's Ben Youssef.
Ben
We've got
Youssef,
we've got a bunch on. Let's
Yeah.
put the lineup away, but
No, that's. Let's see who that is.
Hassan.
Yep, here it comes.
Mustafa.
Does that count as a sub?
It
When your
does.
keeper
Yeah.
comes out?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Okay. And how many keepers do teams typically carry? Just
Usually
the two?
three for
Two
the
or
World
three?
Cup.
They have to have 3 going into the World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a normal club match, they usually only keep 2, like 1 on the bench. But in the World Cup, they bring 3.
And can we assume that the 3rd string keeper for Tunisia is probably not very good?
I think that's it's pretty safe. Yeah.
I mean, compared to us, excellent.
Gorvin, what was your question again, buddy? Just type it in the chat again.
I was waiting for Corbin to speak to us, and then I realized that the voice of God. This game's pretty much been in Tunisia's half now.
Yeah.
It's been fairly even, well, not fairly, but considering how much England teams have dominated, it's like 60-40 possession.
No pressure from Tunisia at all.
No, nothing threatening. Brian, can you tell us a little bit about what The Athletic? What's that all about?
Oh yeah,
Wanna hear about that.
it's a site that launched, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago around the country, and they started in a few cities. It's centered, each website is centered around one particular city, so you get you get local coverage, and they just launched LA today. And
That's you.
That's me. So I'll be contributing to that with some other really, really talented people. Pedro Mora, if you follow the Dodgers, is already on the Dodgers beat.
Cool.
We got a bunch of people doing Lakers stuff. We're going to get an LAFC guy soon.
Very cool.
So yeah, you can just you go to The Athletic. They're giving away subscriptions. Pretty cheap today.
Is there any?
Oh, great
Whoa,
save,
nice
keeper.
job, old man.
That was a great.
Welcome
great
to
save.
the game.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's really good. And it's a model for sports that I think is a long time coming, in the sense that it's not expensive, but it is subscription based.
But
So you don't have to once you're in. You don't have to deal with advertisements, no pop-ups. It's a really super clean reading experience. With a lot of really good people. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, it's focused on the teams I care about. Right, I'm LA guy, so
Yep.
the teams I follow are Lakers, Dodgers,
We have a
LAFC.
lot of Lakers and Dodgers. There's 6 of us, I think, who do basketball. So they're covering the yard.
The team that really matters, I say, because Kevin Bowman here, of course, Bay Area guy, still
Well,
basking.
They've
here.
got spectacular people.
The
on
Athletic in
Athletic.
Bay Area is
Yes,
great.
it's
every single sport the top people that they just poached. So it's well worth the few bucks a month. That
$3.49 a month.
That's it?
Is what it costs today with your 30% off.
Can't afford not to.
Along with a T-shirt, free T-shirt.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
$3.49 a month. I actually had subscribed before I knew they were hiring, so I wondered if I can get a complimentary one now. But no, you should pay for. I'll keep paying for it.
Terry over there is asking about the T-shirt. She wants to know more. What's this T-shirt look like? She was zoned out when we were talking sports, but you said free T-shirt, and all of a sudden she goes, "What's that look like?"
I can show you. Let me see if I can pull up the T-shirt.
What do you reckon for a match score here? Well,
I reckon it's going to be 3-0 to England.
did you watch the Belgium game then? You just kind of rinse and repeat a little bit?
No, but I just feel like that England have a lot more quality. If Harry Kane is in form, which he is, he's just got to go. Like, he's one of the best, strikers in the world against that defence.
You should have
I think there will be a few more goals in this. But England have done well so far.
Not bad. I'm going blue and white. I think the purple and gold is a little too on the nose, but
Nah.
I have a black one. Just
yeah,
Solid
that's
black.
an option. See?
That's pretty
Very
fresh.
nice, yeah.
I like that
that.
logo.
Yeah, I like that.
Did,
Thank you for your patronage.
of course.
People like you made people like me possible.
Did Belgium lay down the marker a little bit this morning?
Well, I felt
that was nice.
I felt in the first half they were pretty poor actually.
Sure.
I thought Panama played all right in terms of how they played offensively, but then I think they got a little bit tired. I think the quality that Belgium have kind of took over. When you have the likes of KDB, Lukaku, that goal by Mertens was just incredible. The technique in
beautiful.
scoring that goal was fantastic.
Got a YouTube comment here from True to the Sport. I am absolutely an LA guy. Also asked LAFC, Galaxy, or Liverpool, and put me on the spot. But my allegiance is always going to be to Liverpool first. That's my first love. But I really have a lot of love for LAFC and Galaxy too. Used to be a Galaxy season ticket holder back in the Rose Bowl days, and LAFC has really impressed me with what they've done and how they're really in touch with their fans. So, I love all the LA teams. In terms of Lakers and Clippers, it's Lakers all the way for me. Come on.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Why? I mean, I'm.
I have no real dog. I mean, I cover the Lakers, but I have no real allegiance per se to either team. But I mean, that's just you're doing cruel things to yourself.
You grew up
sign up to be
following
a
Lakers, or did
no?
You grew into it.
I moved out. I grew up in St. Louis, so when I was little, the only games that were on really were the CBS games on Saturdays. I'm that old.
There you go.
This was pre-TNT and stuff, and so pre-ESPN picking up. And so I was pretty sure there were only 3 or 4 teams that existed in the NBA. Lakers, Celtics, Sixers, and
Knicks at the time were there?
sometimes, yeah, I mean, it was a non-thing in the Midwest, where I was at least. But out here, once you get out here, it's
contagious.
yeah. And I work for the flagship station of the Lakers, so I root for them to win. I want them to win. It's good for business.
Sure.
That makes everyone happy.
Just like Mr. Mask here. Big England fan today, huh?
Massive England fan today, coming from an Irishman. We're all rooting behind England today.
We can get a free pass here, huh?
Great history between the two countries.
Oh, yeah. You're just saying your national anthem has a lot of flattering things to say
It
about
does,
the English.
yeah. The Irish national anthem is it's kind of like the B-side to God Save the Queen.
Yeah, right.
So, like, there's been a big debate in the States about, like, if you are an American soccer fan, you cheer for the U.S. men's national team,
Yeah.
you're a big supporter, can you support Mexico in this tournament? A lot of people say no, it's the big rival and this and that. People like me, it's like, sure, why not? I mean, especially in a city like L.A.,
Yeah.
as excited as everybody is. So I assume there's no debate like that going on in England or in Ireland regarding
Yeah, I mean,
the English
like
game?
all jokes aside, I think like deep down, I think a lot of Irish people support a lot of Premier League teams. They follow, Liverpool or Manchester United. A lot of the players are playing out in the pitch now. So I think deep down a lot of Irish people would kind of want England to do well.
But
There would
really
be-
deep.
Yeah, but I mean there are like a percentage of people that really just don't want England to do well. I mean, to be honest with you, I want to see good football. So whatever team can produce good football, I'm going to go, right, I like that team.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, again, for someone like me, it's easy to just look at Mexico and say, I'll watch that. That's
Absolutely.
a fun,
Absolutely.
those are fun games to watch.
I thought Mexico had been the most kind of impressive so far in the tournament. But like, the other thing is like that Argentina didn't play well. Germany
No.
didn't play well.
No.
Brazil
France,
Brazil stuttered. Like, who are the standout team? Like, who is the team that everyone's going to go, okay, well, this team is going to win? Belgium, okay, they beat Panama. Panama are pretty poor, I'm not going to lie. Who else is there? Like, what other teams out there can win this?
What do those results do? I mean, what does Germany losing do to that group?
Well, they kind of need to win the next two matches.
Spain lost their opener in, what was it, 2010, and went on to win the World Cup. So
Yeah.
it's not, they aren't sunk yet. And you figure a team, if they are the best in the world, it doesn't matter who they play. They can win every match going forward, right?
There's always a saying, it says, like, never write off the Germans. But, I don't know, there's something, it didn't feel
Something's
right.
not right.
Something just did not feel right. I think another thing is that they're over-relying on a guy who's like 21, 22 years of age, and Tino Werner. He's inexperienced at that level. He's not
Didn't impress
played
me.
World Cups before. Like, he's done well in the Bundesliga, but he's no Gerd Muller. He's no kind of, massive name in Germany.
Lothar
Lothar
Matthäus.
Matthäus, there you go.
That's
Who are
right.
the other teams in that group? It's
Sweden, Mexico, and
Sweden.
Korea.
Okay.
So, given how Korea and
So-
Sweden did this morning, I don't know
Right,
how
and
big a threat they are.
Sweden.
Really,
So the Germans wanted to draw in that game if at all possible, but then Sweden gets the points.
Yeah.
So it opens it up for weird things to happen if. I
No
guess
one was
they-
expecting that. That
Right.
did kind of throw a monkey wrench into the whole, like, okay, well, we'll play them in the next round, and that'll probably be the game in the next
But
round.
it still should be Mexico and Sweden, or Mexico and Germany to get out of that group.
It should
Just maybe in
it should
reverse
be,
order.
yeah.
Which the only thing then you start to say maybe is a big question is who plays Brazil if they come out of Group E?
Because that's what everybody was saying about Mexico is they're going to come out, play Brazil, and lose.
And now, but Brazil is now sitting second in their group. You figure they'll probably still top it, but if they came out second, what a nice reward for Mexico beating Germany, topping that group. Congrats, you get Brazil in the next round, right?
Yeah.
Plus, you got to figure, at some point in the tournament, we can't be deprived of the whole Brazil-Germany rematch, right?
It's gotta happen.
It's got to happen. I mean, you
it's-
7-1 doesn't get forgotten after just 4 years, right? They remember.
I'd say the hype for that match would be incredible.
Would you watch? You'd say.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I'd absolutely love to see it.
I think so too.
Ooh. England were a little bit shaky in defence there before the corner. Tunisia seem to have getting a little bit more confidence now.
Yeah, they're growing. They're growing in the game
Yeah.
for sure.
It's a lovely ball in, beautiful ball in. Unlucky.
Is that Ben Youssef?
Is that by Youssef again? Yeah.
Let me.
He actually looks quite Irish. He's red hair in him. I think it's Paddy Youssef. I think his
Paddy
name is.
Youssef?
Yeah.
Get our lineups up behind us. Our boy, Ben Youssef.
Ben Youssef, that's in there. Yeah.
Safest bet. There's always a Youssef. Youssef, or what was the other one? The reserve goalkeeper. It was
Yeah.
Hassan.
Mustafa.
Ben
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Yeah.
Youssef and Mustafa.
I gotta say, guys, I think the quality of our commentary has really been spot on since we've figured out which team was which.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna argue the opposite. I
I
think it was
feel
better when
like-
we were just completely wrong.
I feel like we've really provided
The
top shelf
entertainment.
analysis at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine how far would we have gone and just done the whole
Do you know
segment?
do you know
on-
what the funny thing was? I was looking at the Tunisian defender and I was kind of going, Who's he? That's not Ben? You said
It does speak nicely to the multicultural nature of the English side that
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was the
if
question.
it was just a bunch of white guys, we'd have figured it out right away.
Exactly.
Great ball.
Oh, it's lovely. Onto it.
Almost.
Almost.
Good idea.
I like the way England's playing, though. I mean, they're playing attacking, they're playing quick, they're playing some clever passes.
Yeah, the thing about England is that they actually changed their formation only up until after they qualified. They're now playing a 3-5-2 formation. So they got through the qualification process at 4-4-2, and then they changed to 3-5-2. So they don't really kind of know how to play, or they don't have the experience to play at this level, in this formation. So it's going to be tough for them, I think, against the bigger teams.
Tunisia is in
No, unfortunately,
Not one of
Tunisia.
those. That 3-5-2, I feel like started getting used a lot more in the Premier League this year. I know Arsenal used that for a while.
That's
I think
right.
Tottenham was.
Yeah.
Is there something?
It's-
What tactically is?
That looked like
I feel like
cheating.
formations are kind of in vogue. Like, remember when
No,
Rafa Benitez
no.
started, and then there was the whole 4-5-1 type of,
Yeah.
and then you play one striker and a holding. It,
Yeah.
it just kind of,
It used to be like the Barcelona style of the ticky-tacky football, keep the ball, possession football. Where with the 3-5-2, I think it kind of gives you more opportunities down the wing, a lot more opportunities to cross the ball in. You have to have good wing backs to
That's
do
the
that.
thing.
You do.
There's not a lot of them
really
that
like.
do.
And like in fairness, Trippier, he's decent. That's in there. He's a decent player, but I'm not sure if he's England caliber, of days gone by.
I would think maybe they'd want Kyle Walker in that position.
This guy's on point.
Kyle Walker, yeah,
It
absolutely.
seems like he's a bit more cut out for that.
100%.
great pressure by England. Bit of a frantic pace.
That's nice. Oof.
Got a couple more questions on YouTube. Someone, for our conversation earlier, said, aren't 90% of Warriors fans just a bandwagon? Kevin, you want to take that one, or Brian?
I would love to. I wouldn't say 90%. I'm sure I think there's been a huge thing in the Bay Area when I was growing up there. So many people were Lakers fans because of Kobe, and it was obnoxious. Like, none of my friends growing up were Warriors fans. And now that the Lakers have been kind of down,
Well, it's because,
everyone's like, oh, I'm a
not
huge
to
Warriors
date
fan.
you, but you're probably too young for the Mullen, Hardaway.
Yeah, I started
Yeah,
following in
okay.
like the
'Cause
Baron
those are
Davis
fun
years.
teams.
Yeah,
Those are good teams.
started following in 06. So
Okay.
the We Believe years were mine, and I was like, okay, I'm
Baron
bandwagon.
Davis?
I will proudly, not proudly, but I admit I was a bandwagon in the We Believe year. But since then, it's just been.
bandwagoning gets a bad rap. I mean, like, you got to pick it up at some point.
Yeah.
Where you're
Yeah.
supposed to just declare an allegiance at age 4 and
Come
you're
out of
never
the womb.
allowed. Right? Come on. If a team sucks and
It's hard to get
for
behind
10 years, and then they get good, and you decide you care, that doesn't make you a bandwagon fan. That makes you smart.
How do you feel about people saying "we" when they're talking about the team, but they're not from the area? They're not from, or
So if I say we, talking about Liverpool?
yeah, how does everyone?
I think
feel
we,
about
if you're
that?
not on the team, is weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a member of the team, it's a we. But otherwise, you're not a part of it. You're just watching people.
I've become conditioned to it because I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to we teams that I talk about.
Right. Okay.
It's a lot longer to write Lakers in your tweets instead of we, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I will say that I make fun of that a lot, though. Like,
Really?
fans will be like, you're like, hey, we're up 1-0, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. You can do whatever you want. You can plan a parade. You know? you can call in sick. You can do. I mean, it's important they don't get ahead of themselves, but you go to town, man.
My general rule of thumb is if they're successful in winning, then it's we, and if they lose,
Them.
Liverpool. I can't believe Liverpool lost.
It's your time and money.
Oh wow!
Penalty.
Penalty!
Given it.
Went down pretty easy there.
Oh.
VAR. I don't know if that was a penalty.
This would be a big moment
Let's
for
see
Pickford
here.
if you can save it.
Wait.
Wow.
Oh,
That's weak.
That's
weak. That's very weak.
He did kind of elbow him in the head a little bit, maybe.
He didn't need to have his arm wrapped around him.
Right. Why did he do that?
But he's not throwing bows.
Look, but I bet.
Oh.
See, here's where everyone screws up replay. There should be a rule that if you have to slow it down more than like half, then you should, ignore it or
If
whatever.
you're going frame by frame.
Because
Right,
because
yeah.
frame by frame,
Nothing looks
that
that
live looks like he went back behind and elbowed him in the head.
Yeah.
When you start to go real slow, it doesn't. Now he still may not have actually really hit him in the head, but that's what the guy saw, was him with the arm back around, elbowing him in the head. And if you play it really slowly, it doesn't look like anything.
Agreed. Like someone could be running full speed, get tripped, and it's like, well, he just barely touched you.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're running full speed, a little 1 foot, and you go flying.
Right. It drives me nuts in the NBA. It drives me nuts in baseball. You slow things down. It's like, the idea is to overturn stuff that's egregious. Like they obviously screwed up. And if you can't see it at half speed, then okay, fine. That's good enough.
I think he's going to miss.
You don't like the look of him?
I just think
No,
he
I
looks
think he's- I
nervous.
think he's- no, I
She
think
looks
it's
a little
good.
nervous.
She's
Yeah.
terrible. She would miss.
She needs the
terrified.
rest.
She would definitely miss.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
saying a prayer.
That is a great head of hair.
She would do better than our boy Cuevas on Peru the other day.
Yeah,
though.
that's
I
right.
mean,
She would keep it on frame.
Yeah, he's not going to score this.
That is tremendous hair.
Come on,
I am
Pickford.
fully on board. Who's the goalie for the
Pickford.
the English?
Pickford.
Safe.
Well,
Miss.
he's giving. Who is that? You see that? Is that Maguire giving him a note? He's saying go to the left.
Oh! It was a great penalty. He nearly
Wow.
got it. He nearly got it.
But did you see Maguire? He
Did
was
he go say
pointing.
left?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I hope they show the replay from
Wow.
the full. Whoa,
That's a good one.
whoa.
Now
Tunisian fans
Lucha
are
Libre.
going-
they go
there.
right back in England now to freaking the hell out, right?
Exactly.
Some
Yeah.
media is going England
Yeah.
collapse inevitable.
See,
And what
at
they're-
full speed, it looks like he whacks him in the back of the head with his arm,
Yeah. What they're going
which
to do?
he kind of did.
Yeah. What they're going to do in the media? They're going to go, "That was never a penalty." Blah blah blah. Oh,
Look
he
at the finger on
should
it.
have actually gotten it, shouldn't he?
He was there.
Yeah. Stronger hand.
He just got his fingers on it.
Yeah.
Those gloves are like, finger. The glove goes right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The finger's only right there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, I mean,
They look like cartoon fingers.
see you later. Oh. Oh, now look at him running. Now look at him
Yeah.
running. He's running full speed. Just
1-1. Okay.
Wow.
Game is on.
England.
3-1 is my prediction now. Sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Does anybody know
It's up to-
what's the
update that.
capital of Tunisia?
It is
To make it
Tunis.
Casablanca.
No,
That's Morocco.
Oh, that's Morocco.
Morocco. I thought it was
Tunis. Yeah,
Tunis,
sorry.
Tunisia.
Yeah.
I majored
makes
in
sense.
history, but not
Yeah.
Or
They are. They're very-
Carthaginian.
Carthaginian. Carthage. Hannibal.
Here's a fun fact for you. I know you're going to love this, but the manager of Tunisia now won the league twice with Tunis, the club in Tunisia.
What's the Tunisian league called?
Uh,
And what are?
I don't know.
Tunis League.
Can you
Tunis
name me
league.
one of the other teams that they beat
Oh,
to
you
win that
put
league?
me on the spot here now.
Oh.
Come on
in
now.
the
I
Tunis,
just-
in the Tunis Liga?
Listen.
The Tunis, yeah. The Tunis League. That's that. The thing is, it happens every 4 years. Every commentator or
Oh,
analyst has
this
to
is
talk
good.
about.
Oh
my
my
God.
God!
Wow.
Don't fall down.
Right, England, go.
Look at that run. There's pace.
Counter-attack.
Look at that pace.
Counter-attack.
The ball's not out yet.
He's saying.
England can break though.
Tell you what, though, no goalie ever faced more pressure than Stallone in victory. that was
This is
truly
true.
one of the great keeper performances of all time. Love that movie.
Dale's asking if England has any other good options on their bench, or if we're happy with starting lineup. What do you think, Mask?
I reckon that if it's still 1-1 with around 25 minutes to go, I reckon you could bring on Vardy, maybe for Sterling.
Pace for pace.
Yeah. Sterling hasn't really kind of done too much, I don't think. Was this him now, is it? Yeah. He hasn't done too much. Vardy, he's just a poacher. He's just a pacey guy. He can run a lot. He can score. But I think they'll be all right for the minute.
Is that a free kick?
It's a free kick in, yeah. I was expecting a little bit more from Dele Alli.
It's been a little
I haven't
quiet.
seen him
A
at
little
all
bit
yet.
quietly.
You and me both. That's a fun name to say.
Dele
Dele
Alli.
Alli, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Maybe time for John Stones or someone to.
Yeah.
That looked like it
Too
got
much.
tipped.
Oh, 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 Jesus!
Oh my God!
Christ.
What more do you want? How
This
close
is-
do you want to get?
This is
Like,
not
come on.
good.
It's a tease.
The goal is there. Hit it in the goal. You're being paid millions a year.
Who was it that whiffed that? That was a great flick.
Okay, good
Great
clear.
save.
Don't get all bicycle.
This is your chance, pal. This is your chance. And he blew
Wow.
I feel like that was an unnecessary bicycle attempt.
it. Yeah, it was a bit
Yeah.
showboaty. Yeah.
Just,
It's
you know,
hard to bicycle it from 1 yard out, right?
and a foot off the ground.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe that didn't go in. This is so England already.
In fairness to Tunisia, it was a great save off the line.
This goalie's done great since he came in.
He has, in fairness, he has actually done very well. One thing I will give Tunisia is that they can play the ball around. I know they've just given away the ball there, but they can actually pass the ball. They're not afraid to kind of go at England. Whereas if this was Ireland playing, what we do is we get the ball and then we boot it up and then we try and run. And then if that didn't work, we'll just try it again.
Send Damien
Yeah.
Duff.
Yeah. So I like the fact that I'm actually watching proper football for a change.
That sounds like a vibrant brand of soccer.
Oh man, it's Route 1, they call it.
Why don't they just fire the guy who's in charge of that? That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean, there has been a lot of people who want him gone, like, but the thing is we don't really have the quality on the pitch. Our team isn't that good.
So just waiting around until you get better players.
Yeah,
and
I
fire
mean,
the guy?
we had our golden generation for around 20 years, and that's definitely gone. But we have the fighting Irish spirit, you know.
At least you didn't lose to Trinidad and Tobago.
How do you feel when we, University of Notre Dame here in the States, their mascot is the Fighting Irish. How do you feel about that sort of
Great,
stuff?
yeah, love it. Yeah. promotion for the. It's good. It's good.
Tourism.
It's good for tourism.
Good for tourism.
Yeah. But there's like 40 million Irish people or of Irish descent in America, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like.
We used to be quite mean to them.
Really?
Yeah.
But now
Back
you
in
love
the
us.
day.
Of course. At least the one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now we're mean to other people.
Yeah. It's not that we like you guys. We found other people.
It's going to take the piss out of you.
Yeah, lately we're pretty good at making enemies.
Yeah.
Picking on people.
There's someone here on Twitch. Gorvin is back again. He's saying that it's the same ref who made the mistake for the Copa America final, I think it is. So I think he's been known to make a few mistakes in the past.
That's just FIFA Twine. To give him an England match where he knows every little thing will be talked about and debated, that's just mean. Come on. How do they sign on to an England match? That's just...
But in fairness, though, like the referees so far in the tournament, I think have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been any kind of major kind of errors. Oh, here we go. Now this is your chance, pal.
Oh,
Dude,
corner.
what are you doing, man?
Did it take a deflection? You better
Maybe.
hope
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did.
He should have buried that, even if it did hit the guy. Come on now.
A lot of traffic. That's a lot of
Ah.
traffic.
Another question is, what do you guys think happened to Germany against Mexico?
Mexico's good.
I think, yeah, Mexico happened to Germany. That's what.
Yeah, I think Mexico are a very good team. That Lozano guy, it's fantastic.
Chucky.
Yeah. What was the story behind that? Apparently, he used to hide underneath the teammates' beds,
Scare 'em?
and to try and scare them.
I think he
Is
got
that
his
the story?
nickname.
Like,
Some
But yeah, he's good. In the box.
No one's there. Ooh.
Ward Mike says England should have finished some of their chances. That's true, but it was a soft penalty. I think you're right there, pal. Hi Sven, how you doing, buddy?
That was a terrible clear. That was awful. Maybe that's why he's the backup.
Ever since he came on, though, Tunisia's been scoring goals. So, coincidence? I don't know.
Do the keepers get to choose what color they want to wear? Oh.
Off the outside!
Oh, that was nice.
In fairness to Lingard, that was a nice little touch.
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't
giving
think
that.
he was going to get there.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good today.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been involved.
Been involved for
Yeah.
sure.
He got just out, just enough.
Backup keeper knew. He knew it was safe the whole time.
Can they choose their keeper jersey? I don't think so. Not anymore.
They don't get to choose their color.
They did in the 1994 World Cup, though.
We know. We
So
know.
the guy's wearing
Yeah.
green because they're telling him to wear green or whatever that color
Yeah,
is.
I think so.
All right.
Wow.
It's a nice touch. And it was unlucky. It was unlucky.
And do they actually get hats for their caps?
I think.
I don't know, actually.
I think they still
Do they? They
do.
used to. They used to
They
get
used to,
actual
yeah.
hats, right?
Which is why it's called
Right.
a cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Free T-shirts nowadays, huh?
That's right. But what do they look like?
That's a good question.
What kind of hat?
As in, like,
You think it's
Were
a
they
cowboy
like
hat
baseball
or like
hats?
a-
What-
Top hat.
Like little tam kind of hats? What do they
I
look
think
like?
this is like a baseball cap.
You
isn't
get a
it? Like-
fez, I think,
Yeah.
if you're playing Morocco or Algeria, right, or Tunisia.
I'll just Google. Somebody answer that question.
I think it is kind of a baseball cappy. I think.
What do caps in soccer look
Bowler
like?
hats, I've been told by Terry. No.
That's not a cap, though. Even in British English, that's not a cap.
I never
Right?
trust anyone.
That's a
named
hat.
Terry.
Sorry, joke. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate that.
The England's. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is not a hat you can wear around. It's a metaphorical term for a player's appearance in an international game. The term dates from the practice in the UK of awarding a cap, an actual physical cap, to a player in an international match of association football. In early days of football, the concept of each team wearing a set of matching shirts had not been universally adopted, so each side would distinguish itself from the other by wearing a specific sort of cap. Can we stop for a second and talk about an era in organized team sports when they hadn't thought about dressing everyone in different clothing yet?
Especially when there's 22 of them out
Like,
there.
that doesn't seem like something that would require a major breakthrough.
No.
But
That's why you need the hats.
here we go. I mean, I could understand them being like, hey, wouldn't it be great if, like, we don't have the access to, the production,
Yeah.
but it just had never occurred to anybody to put everybody in different colored clothing?
Nah.
Let's see here. So they would wear hats, which I guess were easy to come by. They were like schoolboy caps.
What is this schoolboy cap?
Yeah.
Here's an example.
It doesn't help at all.
I didn't wear
Here's
one
an
of those.
example from
a little afraid to Google it.
Perth in the 30s.
Send
Okay.
TK the link.
Yeah, like you're not wearing that around.
No.
It's not. Yeah.
Not if you want to get beat up at school.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
How do we let people look at this?
Kevin he'll send it out.
Okay. Did you find it on a wiki?
I just Google imaged it. Schoolboy cap.
Make sure you turn safe search off.
Yeah.
Even if you think schoolboy cap is totally innocuous, just make sure it's
Just
off.
delete your history. After
Yeah,
you're
it's
fine.
just,
you'll
there's
be
some
fine,
things that come up no matter what.
There's a lid for a. Yeah. The internet's full of danger. The British
There we
apparently
go.
still hand out caps.
I thought they still did. You just never see them, which is sad.
England's men's association football teams still award physical caps.
There it is. Now the world's seeing it.
Well, that's exciting.
Almost halftime.
If you're into
Halftime.
Wikipedia, I think it's a page that says it needs to be updated. So
Should we take one for the team and update Wiki and let them know what these caps are about.
Gorvin says that the ref is getting paid. I'm sure he's getting paid by FIFA, but the question is he getting paid by Tunisia?
I didn't see anything too. I mean,
People are up in arms that like right after the Tunisia penalty, like Harry Kane got like dragged down in the box in a penalty or in a corner.
what did you are you of that school of thought?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see anything that looked that egregious. Everyone's throwing elbows and grabbing each other in corners, so
It's part of the game.
he wasn't gonna get to it anyways. Maybe, I don't know.
So uncatchable. Got another comment asking about possession, so maybe now's a good time to.
Let's have a look, yeah.
What am I looking at? There it is.
Okay, so England have had 58.6% of possession. Not surprised by that.
Feels about right.
Yeah.
Matches the eye test.
I think the one kind of surprising stat here is that it's 56.8% in the middle of the pitch. So it kind of goes to show like that there's not too many kind of, not chances being created, but they're playing it around the middle a lot,
Sure.
rather than actually playing it down like the sides, I think, or each half.
I think 17% in their England's own third. I think that's pretty telling. I mean, there's a pretty big discrepancy between 26 and 17. I feel like normally most matches, it's a little more equal, but England have really been attacking. They've been going for it. They got to be getting tired at some point.
Well, that's the thing, because they're playing such a kind of like a counter-attacking style of football. Like, how long can that last for?
Sure.
It's not going to last up until 90 minutes.
Let's look at some of the average positions here.
Ooh.
You want to start with England?
Okay, yeah, let's start with England. Okay.
A lot of link-up play between that sort of front four, I guess, if we want to call them. You can really see Sterling's been making a lot more runs. He's been playing a little further. Kane's been dropping slightly back, not really, which it matches. I mean, he's not a pace merchant. He's not going to lead the line.
Yeah, I think Kane is more of a forward who kind of comes back, holds the ball up, and then kind of maybe passes it on to the likes of Sterling or Lingard. But is there any other position there that's kind of, not really. I mean, I suppose Young is playing quite far forward. I know he's a wing back.
That's a bit surprising, right?
But
Kyle Walker being that deep back.
Kyle Walker is, I suppose, though, you would expect maybe Stones to be a little bit more deep.
Sure.
Maybe Walker to be a little bit more out this way. But that's the thing we were saying about Walker. You know, this is not his natural position.
Sure.
I just feel that maybe he could be one of the guys to make a mistake.
And Henderson patrolling a little bit, because there is a noticeable gap between the defense and
Yeah,
attack.
like he's kind of playing the defensive midfielder kind of position. He wants to kind of hold everything together. Is he creating much chances? Is there a way that we can have a look at that in terms of chances?
Where should we go to the
Pass map might have it.
Yeah, that's a good one. You want to see Henderson as who we want?
Yeah, I just want to see.
Whoa, that's fun.
We'll be here for an hour if we wait for that.
So what's he doing? Okay, so 30 successful, 3 unsuccessful.
He did have that long shot on goal.
He did actually, in fairness, yeah, that's right.
Right. I think that was right when the substitute keeper came on, and
That's right. He
that was
made a
a-
great save, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, good hands. So what kind of passes is he kind of playing though? Can we do the forward ones?
Sure, forward passes only.
So he seems to be kind of, when he gets the ball, there's a lot of long passes there, but he's getting it out the wings,
Yeah.
which you probably would, well, maybe not expect, because they're playing a lot in the centre of the park. But yeah,
We've seen some attack down the wing. I think that's definitely per instruction. I think that's what he's trying to do. It seems very much.
but there seems a lot of kind of long passes going on. Very, very kind of few kind of short. There's a few here, but it seems to be he's getting the ball. He's kind of creating chances.
Yeah, from
that-
his deeper role.
From his deeper
Yeah,
role. Yeah,
very different yesterday when we were looking at Neymar, and we couldn't even see his passes because
Yeah.
they're all 1 yard here.
1-2s,
there.
like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone else you want to take a look at?
Let's have a look at Dele Alli, actually. What's he doing? He seems very quiet. 13 successful passes, 3 unsuccessful passes.
Did create that chance when he played that. Was that square ball he played over, or was that the header that he can't remember now?
This one here, he kind of
Yeah.
flicked it on, and then someone tried to hit it in.
I think so.
Yeah. Again, you probably would expect him to be a little bit more active in that kind of role. He's very creative for Spurs when he plays with them. A lot of back passes as well, I'm seeing here. He gets the ball. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back passes out of 13. Is that right?
Let's take a look at forward only. So we only 4 forward
Yeah.
passes.
So that's really surprising. Like you'd expect him to,
Push on pretty
exactly,
hard.
Yeah. So he's been disappointing. What about Lingard? How's Lingard getting on?
Jesse Lingard.
Because he seems to
See
be.
all of his passes.
He seems to be doing a lot better. Not in terms of creating chances, though. In fairness,
He's been on the receiving end.
he
Running
has,
at defenders a little bit more.
That little chance that he got, the little touch that he made over the keeper, he was very unlucky not to score a goal there. But yeah,
Should we look at some of the shots then?
yeah. Let's have a look at that.
Forward to Lingard. That's
There you go.
in one half. That's
Yeah.
pretty.
In fairness, I know you guys disagree, but I think he should have scored this one where he was in the penalty box. He had the goal in front of him. There was a lot of players, in his way. But I just felt that,
Find a way to
find a way,
bury
man.
it.
Like, you're not going to get too many of these chances in the World Cup. You need to take them.
England overall, 12 attempts, and they're all pretty coming from within the box. I mean, it wasn't speculative shots. There's the one from Henderson which we liked, but
4 saves from the goalkeeper. I know, like there's been 2 different goalkeepers on the pitch. They've both done very well. That first save in the first half from Stones' header. I know he scored from it, but it kind of goes to show like that. They can actually.
but that third keeper, terrible.
I wouldn't put him on the field if I could avoid it.
Yeah. Who else was having some shots? Harry Kane. Just the 2. 1 goal, 1 shot that was blocked pretty instantly.
Yeah.
Would you be looking maybe to try and get him more involved? Because he's your best finisher out there. He's cold-blooded when it comes to putting the ball in the net.
I think he also needs the service, and I don't think he's been getting the service from the other players. I think there needs to be Young needs to get involved a little bit more. Trippier as well. I haven't seen too much of him. I think he needs to kind of create more chances for Kane because he's just not getting the balls that he needs. Because he can't take chances. We saw him go like a typical kind of poacher's finish.
Does this England style suit him? With if they're trying to play fast and on the wing, is that hard for him to keep up?
It does. It is. That's how Spurs play. So I think for him, he's playing in a role that he plays in week out for Spurs. So you would expect him to kind of.
No excuses, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
And in fairness, they're playing against Tunisia. Like, come on. They're not playing against
Even if
Manchester
it's not
United.
your style.
They're not playing against Manchester United. They're not playing against Chelsea. They're playing against Tunisia.
Raheem Sterling. Not much. His miss maybe they didn't even qualify it as a
Didn't
as
deserve
a
a
shot.
mention.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Tunisia's entire team and their shots. Only 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, you wouldn't expect Tunisia to have too many attempts.
One of them was a penalty.
Was the penalty, exactly. In fairness, it was a well-taken penalty. I'll give him that.
Other than that,
And
no
he gets
shot-
fantastic hair as well,
Oh.
as he said.
Other than that, no shots on target.
Dance. Oh,
Yeah, no other shots on target after that. Yeah, so
All Pickford's had to do was just pick one ball out.
in the net. Yeah, exactly.
Let's look at some of the attacking zones. Tunisia, I mean, from what they have created, it's been primarily on the right side. England, you can see they've really been favoring that left. We saw Lingard get released a few times, and then Sterling seemed to kind of be rotating a bit about who's going on what side and finding that channel. So
Yeah, I mean, you would expect probably them to go down the left-hand side because I think the quality is probably better on that side. Again, Trippier as a wing-back, can he create chances as well as Young or Sterling or Lingard? Probably not.
let's see, heat map. Should we look at Dele Alli again, or if we're giving him too much stick?
Yeah, he's bitty. That's what I'd say about him.
Yeah.
He's not really kind of commanding an area. He's kind of getting around everywhere, but he's not actually being effective in what he's doing.
Someone like Henderson, maybe a little more. He's been really staying in that middle third of the field. He hasn't been venturing too far forward, or
I'd kind of give Henderson a little bit of leeway. I think he's probably done a little bit better than a few other players on the pitch.
anyone else you want to see? Maybe Lingard?
Yeah, let's look at Lingard.
Not a lot. A lot of. For me, when I see this, and Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I read it as a lot of switching. That he isn't spending a lot of time in one space. He's kind of on the move. Is that more or less what we're seeing, or?
Yeah. So I mean, I think each of these squares corresponds to like a touch he had.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yellow in the back would mean he had maybe a couple touches there, as opposed to just one or so in the green areas. So, I mean, it seems like he's been involved in like multiple parts of the field, not really staying in one spot. But
But for someone, an attacking player, when you see those four, that's got to be encouraging, right? That he's touching the ball a lot
He's getting
in the
up there.
box.
Yeah.
And maybe we can actually just go and look at some team stats.
Oh yeah.
See a little bit of the tail of the tape here. You can see total passes. England's got, 100 more.
I suppose one kind of stat here, 85% versus 80% for successful passes. Shots on target, 50% for England, which is poor in my opinion. Goal attempts 12, you'd expect that. You'd expect them to have more possession. Accurate passes, 203 versus 134. Only one yellow card so far.
Is that surprising? You
Yeah,
think as the game goes on, you might try to slow it down a little bit?
I think, yeah, you probably expect a little bit more kind of guile between the two sides.
Hopefully
That they
it's
get stuck in.
not quite Switzerland, Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah. 28 passes accurate in the final third. That's pretty impressive that they're able to successfully play that much in the other team's box.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah. But on the other side, it's kind of like quality opposition. You'd expect.
Any team comes in and does that against Tunisia.
Yeah.
Belgium does it against Tunisia.
Yeah.
Brazil does it against
Iran
them.
does it against Tunisia.
Oh, even Iran.
Ireland does it against Tunisia. It's any of the bad teams can do it.
Let's take a look at those formations again. See maybe what sort of options. Talk us through what you think we might be seeing from England in the second half, the longer this stays 1-1.
Well, I reckon there's only one thing they can really do is just kind of move players up forward a little bit more. I'd say Lingard's probably going to get a little bit more involved. I'd expect him to kind of move over here or up here, involved. Henderson to play a little bit more in the centre midfield kind of role. You would expect Trippier to get up forward, but I mean this is only if it's 1-1 and there's like 10 minutes left. In terms of substitutions being made, I'd bring Vardy on. I would definitely bring Vardy on
For who?
for Sterling.
So you take Sterling off.
Yeah,
Bring on, where is Mr. Jamie Vardy?
he's number 3 there.
There he is. Does this change where he plays on the field? Is he playing further up? Is he playing deeper and running into space? How would you use him?
I think he probably needs to play in a front two, just to give Kane a little bit more support. I'd also look to see if I could bring Danny Rose on instead of Trippier. Again, added an extra bit of dimension down the right-hand side. Kane needs a little bit more support, I think, and he's not getting it at the moment. Even though he's coming back into this area where he needs to kind of be going up here, kind of running up.
I mean, we saw he had his more or less tap-in goal, and he had one shot that was blocked. That's not enough. You need Harry Kane to be peppering the goal. You need him to be...
A player of that caliber, you'd expect more.
And he's not a Neymar. He's not going to pick up the ball, beat
Run,
two guys,
no.
create his own chance. But if you give him a half chance, you give him one guy to beat,
Yeah.
or a ball running onto, he'll do the rest.
I think another thing with Kane is that he's very, very good at that. He can get the ball on the outside of the box, and he's able to shoot from distance.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen that the Tunisian goalkeeper has decent enough hands, but that's the kind of opportunities that it might come down to. Kind of like the Coutinho goal for Brazil,
Just
that moment of genius.
One moment of genius. Tunisia, anything you're looking for there?
Ben Youssef needs to get involved
Ben
a little bit
Youssef.
more. Come on now,
He's the
I'm not
answer.
happy with him. He's just not being good enough.
Looks like we're getting set to kick off second half here. Bowen, give us your assessment of the first half.
I would say I was a little. I mean, I think the Kyle Walker experiment, so to speak, maybe didn't go so well. He was the one that committed the penalty. And
A lot of bugs.
Yeah, that's.
Mosquitoes, right? That's not what they say. It is.
Do we have
There's
you
been-
got a metric for that?
We should. I don't know how that's affecting the match. Maybe that wasn't Kyle Walker trying to swat a bug away. Hit the Tunisian
Yeah,
Planet player's head.
that's the mosquito.
That's my hot take.
excuse.
The first half.
More the same for me, please. You know, I enjoy it. Even if it's 1-1, I enjoyed watching England play. I thought they were playing attacking, positive stuff. No, they didn't look nervous. You know, they didn't look like apprehensive.
Not much for finishing though.
Wow.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like that as the game goes on and as it's 1-1, because they don't have the experience playing in these kind of type of games at a World Cup level, that they might kind of make mistakes, especially with the likes of Walker, Maguire, Stones even.
Defensively, how about the missed shots? Do you put that down to inexperience, or is that just sloppiness?
I think it's just sloppiness, really. I mean, you'd expect them to finish those a few of those chances that they had, and in these kind of games, like, they don't come too often. You need to be clinical. You just need to be clinical.
If you're England, excuse me, do you care about winning the group, or is second good enough? I mean, considering that Group H, you would play either Poland, Senegal, Colombia, or Japan. I mean, is there one of those teams that really frightens you more than the others, where you say we need to win this group, we need to go for broke, we have to, or is it a matter of pride? We want to top the group, so whatever sort of sense of pride you get from that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see the matches first of all. I'd like to see the matches in Group H first of all. I want to see what Senegal are really like.
Could be a surprise.
Yeah, I would say if I was England, I'd prefer to play Poland if they were to qualify.
Poland, didn't they do quite well in qualifying? Weren't they scoring some goals? And I think Lewandowski was doing all right for them. But it's hard to take form from qualifying.
I've seen quite a bit of Poland on the previous kind of campaign when they were in Ireland's group, and they're not the greatest of sides. They have a few decent players. I think Lewandowski is obviously their kind of star man, but I mean he's
Kuba
not
from Dortmund. He's getting up there now, but he's still.
There's Glick as well. They have Szczesny in goals.
Koviak, I think, is a good midfielder.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be as fearful as maybe the other teams. I think Colombia could do very, very well. But again, I want to see the matches. I want to see how they play. I want to see how they play in the World Cup.
Well, I just think if England's weakness seemingly is their defense, or the question mark is their defense,
Yeah.
I'd be more concerned about a team like Poland or Colombia that has a Lewandowski or a James who
Yeah, absolutely.
could really open that up and hurt them. Whereas I don't know if Senegal has that attacking player that's quite as frightening.
I mean, Mane, but
Okay, true.
he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. You know, he gets quite a few, but he's not playing deep enough where any chance, there's going to be chances that just fall to him the way maybe like a number 9 type striker would.
Hey, I'm on TV.
What about you? What would you think? Who would you like to play if you were England?
If I'm England, I guess I would say Japan's the weakest of that group.
Yeah, I think Japan they're going to finish last.
I think so too. I mean, I think the points moot. I don't think they'll get out of the group, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play. I feel like I could see a Colombia beating England. I feel like someone like that, where it's a very different style. I think England would be all right against Senegal. I think they usually do okay against the African nations. But yeah, I'd be trying to avoid Poland. I think another European nation in Colombia who have, like to Kevin's point, they do have, maybe their squad isn't good, but they do have one or two kind of players of genius out there that could, Ronaldinho them the way he chipped David Seaman, and all of a sudden that's that.
Nice bit of skill.
Tunisians they've grown in confidence for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely, yeah.
The fear of England, if there was some, it's gone, right?
Yeah.
It's
They've kind of tested the waters with them now. They can kind of see, what they're like.
yeah.
Well, they probably have the same perception too that you do in terms of questioning how well England would hold up if the game was tight late, if there was pressure, all these other things. So I mean, if you know that and you believe that, I'm sure they think that too.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
There we
clever.
go. That's what they need. Sterling has some space to run into. Terrible pass though.
I just got a subscriber on Twitch. His name is Big Meaty Clackers. And,
Do I want to know what a clacker is?
Well, yeah, you probably don't actually. And he
Come
says-
on,
He says, "Come on, England. Will you be streaming the Ireland game as well?"
Oh,
Ouch.
come on.
Ouch.
That's uncalled for. No, but we will have all the Chile, Italy, Netherlands, U.S. matches. We'll see if we can squeeze an Ireland in there.
He's actually Scottish, so they're at the World Cup either.
Yeah,
Good luck to you.
they're still watching highlights from what is it, 78?
98, yeah, 98.
What was that
So they're
famous
not
goal?
so good either.
No, they're bad.
What about the Welsh?
They're okay.
We actually beat the Welsh, so they're okay. They've Gareth Bale, I suppose. Oh, would say
Ooh.
it again.
I mean,
Header's a bit weak.
they did fine at the Euros in 2016.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, they got to the semi-finals of the Euros. But in fairness, it's a one-man team. That is definitely a penalty. Referee, he was all over him. This is WWE.
Dive? Is he calling that a dive?
Like he was literally all over him. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
If you're going to call that on Kyle Walker, then I think that's also a penalty, right? I mean,
That's fair.
The British media are going to have a field day after that.
no, they're reasonable people.
No, they're not.
Not in the UK. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't unsettle their team like that. Oof. What?
That's Ben Youssef. Here he is again.
You sure? That sure
He's
is.
getting around, pal. He's getting around.
He was linked with Real Madrid, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Or was
Yeah.
it Barcelona?
I think he was. He wanted to be their water boy.
Yeah.
I think he was nearly selected. It's a lovely ball.
Little root one there.
Oh, keep
Oh,
on. Oh, he's
He's
offside.
off. Lucky.
Pickford, showing his inexperience. There's your man from Sunderland, the guy who's at loan on.
He was
at
onside.
Reading.
He was onside.
He was onside.
Yeah.
Was there a foul or something before that? Or?
That linesman looks like he just snuck into the stadium and put that shirt on.
Yeah.
They said, "All right, buddy, get out here. Here's a flag."
Strike.
Gorvin's not happy. He's English through and through.
Gorman, tell us what do you do to make England get the result here? What changes are you doing? Or
A little bit of that. Fancy stuff. Here we go.
turn on the flare a little.
All
In the
right.
box. Yes. No,
Oh,
that's poor.
he had ages to pick out someone too.
That's really poor.
Got another comment from Dale. What do you think of all the flopping and subjectivity in referee calls in soccer in general? Is it ruining the sport? What would you guys suggest to improve flopping?
What's flopping?
Diving.
Diving.
Oh, okay, right.
Simulation.
Simulation. I mean, that's
America would call that flopping,
Yeah.
particularly in basketball.
Okay, right. I think it's been going on for years. It's kind of inbuilt into a lot of the kind of culture of football in a lot of nations. Are they going to get rid of it? What they need to do is they just need to give people yellow cards, and they need to kind of be hard on that. But there's not too much kind of
Ooh, that would've
consistency
been-
there. Kane,
Nope.
poor.
I mean, in some cultures, it's considered clever to have like won or like tricked someone, to win a free kick or to win a foul, right? It's like encouraged.
Gorvin says the
Nope. Another.
the ref needs sorting out before our team.
Well, this is Mother Russia, so there's ways and means for that.
Yeah.
know a few spots in Moscow that happy to take care of that sort of. They do sorting out. They're sorting out experts. Tunisia's playing a bit suicidal, trying to play out of the back with England pressing that high.
Yeah,
No?
it is a little bit risky.
A little risky for England, though, to press like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Against a team that's really shown no ability to put pressure on them at all.
maybe that's their sort of mechanism for protecting their defenders. Is if they press so high,
that makes sense.
they can. I'm guessing. I'm not the
Or
master
maybe-
tactician, but
Maybe they think they can force mistakes. Hey,
it was a bit rude.
that was kind of cheap.
They're kind of getting frustrated, England, you can kind of
Yeah,
see now.
yeah.
I mean,
They
that-
spent the entire, basically half the day down there in the box,
yeah.
and they can't get anything done. But that gets back to what you were saying before, like how any poor result is going to build and build and build and build, because I'm sure they're aware of how a 1-1 game against Tunisia is going to play at home.
In fairness to Gareth Southgate, their manager, he's done a very, very good job handling the media. He invited the media to a big open day, and the players played darts with the team, or sorry, with the journalists.
Yeah.
Whereas before, a lot of the managers said the press aren't allowed anywhere near the team.
It was more of a contentious type of atmosphere
it's-
between them.
Exactly. So the media has given him a bit more kind of leeway, a little bit. He's kind of treated them a little bit better, I think. But as Brian was saying, that if it is 1-1 here, they are going to go absolutely nuts at them.
Oh. England are a tease now.
Get up, Tunisia. Come on now.
I don't know, maybe a substitution, some fresh legs, or might get England going a little bit.
I'd
Even
say-
if it's in terms of attitude,
Yeah, I'd say in the next 10 minutes there's going to be a change.
I wouldn't. I don't think you can wait that long.
Do you not think so? Do you think something needs to be done?
I wouldn't go any longer.
Who would
than
you
10.
change? Who would you bring off? Who would you?
I don't know. I mean, you hate to bring Dele Alli off because he's such a good player that he can kind of create something out of nothing. But as we were talking about earlier at halftime, I don't know. I just think he hasn't done that much. Maybe Lingard if he starts getting tired. I mean, he and Sterling have done a good amount of running. I'd leave Kane on. I don't know. Maybe find a way to get Rashford on.
Yeah, Rashford or Vardy, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, they are playing with some purpose at least. They're not sitting back too long. A lot of times they still figure, oh, it's 1-1. We're England. We'll score. It's fine. Just keep. They are playing with a little bit of urgency. That's good to see.
Yeah, you
So
can
many
see-
of the big nations have been complacent and then turned it on in the last 5 minutes, but it's
Yeah.
too late.
You can see that Gareth Southgate looked a bit apprehensive there.
Mm.
Ooh, no, I don't think so.
From Tunisia's standpoint, are they just going to park the bus at this point, content with 1 point?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be happy with this now.
Yeah.
Sven says Dele Alli is only decent on Fortnite
Oh.
on the game.
Is he even that good on Fortnite?
Yeah, he streams on Twitch.
Is he? I mean,
I've never watched them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sterling trying to dribble 4.
They seem one run short on every one of these plays.
Yeah, it's just they're missing that one final little overlap or guy running through.
On the kind of defensive side of things, I'm actually quite impressed by how compact Tunisia are. They're really blocking the net. Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite or do you play any of those kind of games?
No.
I was a big Halo player back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I
Sure.
loved Halo.
Back in the 70s.
Yeah. Big Tetris guy back in the day. Big Sonic the Hedgehog man. Pokemon Puzzle League is the only video game I play on Nintendo 64. It's-
All right, nice, yeah. Yeah, I love Tetris. Such a good game.
Is football? You play other things other than Football Manager, or does that just eat up all your gaming time?
I used to play a bit of FIFA.
Were you good?
But I was the world's worst FIFA player. I was literally terrible.
You never played me.
I used to stream it, and people used to come in and watch on how badly I would do.
Yeah.
And just kind of comment and take the piss out of it.
Yeah.
because
Are
I'm
you
not
even
so
trying?
bad,
How
like,
can
yeah.
you be this? Yeah.
But I used to love the game. I used to absolutely love the game.
I tried to get into FIFA, but growing up, I was a soccer player. I played soccer, and it would infuriate me to no end when someone who never played the game was just an expert FIFA player, and it would
Yeah.
just take it to me. I just couldn't. My mind couldn't comprehend that.
It's kind of like the
Just sprinting
hand-eye
down the
kind of
sideline the
coordination.
entire
Like,
time.
Yeah.
You know, they're completely separate skills.
It's just
Okay.
they didn't believe so. They always let me know. They always were quite happy to tell people how they beat Sevi in soccer.
oh,
Brian, are you a gamer? You ever gotten into any of the gaming?
No, I was an outstanding NHL '94 player on Sega, and then after college, I have not
Nice.
owned a game system since college, so I'm a little behind. And now they're too hard, very complicated. My kids play.
What games are they into?
We have a friend. They have a friend that has an Xbox, and they play whatever he has. But they just play on the iPad. They're into it, but we won't get them anything.
They ask every Christmas and
No, they've been pretty good about that because they have access to it with their friends. I think if they didn't, they'd probably be a little pushier about it. They were more iPad
okay.
wanting, which is essentially when you're 8 and 6 is a gaming device.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and like iPads, they get them that young? Do they have? When do you? At what age now do kids get like iPhones?
We get a phone is different
Because it's how you reach them, or
because that's like communication with the outside world, talking to people, texting. I would be like, I mean, obviously you can do that on an iPad too, but that's a different setup. Like, but actually using a tablet like that, I mean, there are kids, not even 2 years old who functionally
Know how to-
understand how to, because they're so intuitive.
how old are your kids gonna have to be before you get them, a phone or?
Probably high school. When they start going places where I need to be able to get a hold of them, or they need to be able to call, me or call a ride or something like that.
They haven't started asking yet, have they?
No. Well, they know the answer. What was my 8-year-old need a phone for?
They
Who's he-
seem
who's he
pretty
gonna
smart.
call?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of flicks on for
England seems to be kind of playing the kind of long ball kind of style, don't they? Like the passes that they're trying to pick out are really not.
They're difficult.
Yeah, they're not just landing.
No. Too far.
More frustration. More frustration for the big nations.
We're coming up on that deadline you guys have given for a new
First.
player coming on.
I'd
So,
say, who would you bring on?
I think I agree with Dele Alli. I don't know who I'd bring on. Rashford, I guess, would be someone who can just create on their own a
Yeah.
bit.
You,
rather than
you
having
saw
to
you
rely
saw
on-
that goal he scored a few days ago, right? And when one of the tune-up matches,
I did not.
I did against Nigeria, was it?
cracker.
Great goal.
But England just seems very reliant on, like as we were talking about, that one more run, that one more pass that they're just not getting. So having a player that can just kind of a little bit of ability to do it on his own might be useful.
Yeah.
Look at that pitch.
Where are they playing? Is it Volvograd? Is that the stadium? I think it is.
Do we know where that is, Kev?
Somewhere in Russia.
Somewhere in
Is it
Russia.
on the west coast?
That is a big place.
Big country, huh? Here it is. Yeah,
Oh, it's nice.
Volgograd, huh?
What's the capacity? Does it give us that information? Or?
That's quite pretty.
Don't know off the top of my head, but I can tell you what matches are going to be played there.
Okay, yeah,
which
yeah.
is exactly what you wanted.
Exactly,
You were
yeah.
asking for that in a different way.
Exactly, yeah.
I knew what you meant.
It's just my accent. It's fine. Yeah.
Nigeria and Iceland, yeah. We'll be playing Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Japan, Poland. So probably not one of their really marquee
No, yeah,
venues.
it's not
It
there.
doesn't seem like a good slate.
Do you think the Mosquitoes travel then? Do they go to the next venue or?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think there is an issue with mosquitoes here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Again, is that going to cause them too much of an issue though, or is it just a bit of a nuisance for the fans? It's
Like actual mosquitoes?
yeah, isn't it?
Or is that like a,
or is it
like a nickname
butterflies?
for
I don't
like
know
teams?
what
like
sort
team
of
fans or something.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
Supporters,
media.
supporters
the media.
of Costa Rica are known as the Mosquitoes or
That-
something. I just thought maybe you were talking about soccer. You're actually talking about mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Talking about
Excellent.
bugs. Here we go.
Do something.
a lot of space there. Yeah, okay. In the box. Come on now. Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty poor. So Sven says all big teams struggling against smaller teams.
What about Belgium? Are they a big team? I mean, they struggled for a half, but eventually
I think
they poured it on.
Yeah, I think Panama are probably the worst team in the competition.
They had the worst odds, I think, then
Yeah, I
Saudi
think-
Arabia.
yeah.
They're like,
I think it's between Saudi Arabia and Panama. So it seems as though they are. Brazil kind of struggled against Switzerland. Argentina against Iceland, although Iceland are a pretty decent team in fairness.
Here comes
Germany
that guy.
against Mexico.
it was kind of it's been a strange first round opening, group stage games. I gotta say, I've been pretty surprised by a lot of the results. A lot of 1-1s.
But you don't want. I mean, it's exciting when upsets and Mexico over Germany. All these. The Brazilian result. You got to be careful it doesn't get too cute though. You don't want a knockout round that is missing Germany, Brazil, and Argentina. Of
course.
Nobody wants that.
Of course, you want one or two underdogs that you can kind of cheer for against.
Right,
those
but not
guys.
at the expense of the teams that you really want to see go all the way through.
Of course.
Yeah.
When two underdogs play each other, then no one cares, right? That's the risk, because then you can't both be an underdog anymore.
Free?
No free kick? Yes. Who's taking it? What? I think he just swore his allegiance to someone.
In fairness, he did actually stamp on his feet.
There we go. Sterling off, Rashford on. And is this right about when are we a couple minutes late?
I think we said it at 57.
I think
in
he
10
wanted it. The
minutes,
ball hasn't
so-
been out of bounds in a couple minutes, so I think that's it. Gareth Southgate coming in straight to his earpiece, coming in from LA.
Who's going to take this? It's got to be Kane, isn't it?
You would think so. No.
Oh, they're going to hit it into the box. It's going to be a cross.
Is it? It looks like they're lining up to.
Is it a bit too far out, though? No, I think he's going to go
Odd
for it.
angle for a
They're going
cross.
for goal.
Are they going to do a little kind of 1-2 kind of little?
They might
cheeky
do a little quick. No, he's going for goal.
Yeah, that was poor. It's too far.
It's difficult.
It's way too far.
Unless you have one of the world's best free kick takers, you're not,
Yeah,
maybe you let Ronaldo go for goal on that. I know we argue about how efficient he is, but when he does strike it well, he can score those, right?
He can hit them.
But I don't think.
I think there's only a few players in the world who can actually hit from that distance
Yeah.
and be accurate. And Trippier is definitely not one of them.
No. All right. Ibutu got another comment here. if you took the most athletic guys out of soccer, oh boy, these ones always make me nervous, and made them run track, what events would they compete in?
Javelin.
Yeah.
Shot put.
Shaqiri shot put.
Steeplechase.
I'd make everyone do that. Everyone in America should be doing the steeplechase.
I would say the 800
I was about to
meters.
say they all seem like 800-meter runners.
Yeah, 800 meters.
Maybe a Vardy could do a 200. You know,
200.
200 meters.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick in a sprint. You
Yeah,
know,
you're right, actually.
someone
yeah.
like someone like Luis Suarez, I'd have this shortest. If 100 is the shortest, I would have him do this very short because he's not fast. He's not over like a long stretch, but he's quick. He's very quick from.
Yeah. Good acceleration.
It's half the battle right there. And then
Nope.
Oh, what do you do? Oh,
Javier
okay.
Zanetti, I'd have him
Hopefully he was offside
doing the marathon, right? Someone like Cafu would be doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Those guys who
long
just
distance, like yeah. So apparently now the linesmen have to wait a couple of seconds before they put their flag up. They don't do it instantly anymore.
for what greater good?
I think it's something to do with the VAR.
I think it's just for drama, huh? Let it go on a couple more
I was going
seconds.
to say actually, yeah, like it is actually better for kind of.
Because you
tension
hate when
kind
that
of
goes
purposes.
up right away and the guy stops his run. You kind of, part of you just wants to like just see, was he going to get on the end of that ball?
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah. 20 minutes left.
You do feel like at some point they could cause a turnover with all that pressure.
I mean, it is Tunisia. They're not, not
Oh,
masters.
see,
of
that's
the
what I was
NFL.
talking about.
Great
Though.
ball.
That's
Don't
the
shoot it.
problem.
Yeah, yeah, hold it up, pal.
I just shot it.
I guess when you're playing against England, you're not going to get a ton of shots, so you got to take them.
how many? They've been up there once in
Yeah.
the last 20 minutes.
It's all about the stats, baby.
You got to shoot. Shoot.
Hit it. Now you hit it.
Shoot.
Oh.
Shoot it.
That was a mile off. We got pretty
And
excited.
it hits the corner flag.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Shoot it.
That's lovely.
Looks more like a concert. Oh, it hit his other foot, his plant foot, I think, before he
Are there
struck
the
it.
insects in the background with all the lights?
Yeah. Fireflies.
I miss fireflies. That's actually one thing I do miss about the Midwest. Those things are cool.
There used to be a band
Do
called
they have
Fireflies.
fireflies in Ireland?
I don't think so.
Too cold.
Yeah, it's a bit too cold, yeah.
They're really cool.
Wow.
Nope. Again,
Just
a
one
feeling.
one last little touch or run off, right?
You can tell the difference in leg between the two keepers. Old man Tunisia doesn't really have one.
Mustafa.
England's been attacking down this left side. What it says 52%
Ooh,
in the second
that's
half.
good. Nope,
They really
nope,
kind of
Nope, he shoved him. That's illegal.
disregarding the center and the
Cheating.
right side.
That was a
Yeah.
flop. Was that a flop?
No, he
Was that-
cheated.
Did he?
Pushed him. Here comes that guy.
Another Ben. There's loads of Bens. Ben Amor. So here's a fun fact for you. Tunisia have the fourth youngest team in the World Cup.
I don't know. If that,
26.5 years old.
is that good or bad? Would it?
It means that they're younger than the rest of the teams.
Yeah. It's,
So I mean, it would probably
True,
mean
true.
that they have more legs, more fitness, I'd say.
does it hurt them then that they had to burn one of their substitutions on the goalkeeper?
Yeah, possibly. Here's one for you. Who was the oldest team in the World Cup? Quiz question.
Okay.
Trivia.
Oldest team. It might be Spain. I'm thinking who have we seen before, right?
I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
They have already played.
Mexico has that 39-year-old.
Rafa?
Rafa.
And he did play.
Boost
But-
the
I
but-
don't know.
I
Is it a good team?
No.
Okay.
It's not Iran or something. Is it?
Japan and
No. Apparently they have a great canal there.
Oh,
Panama, yeah, oldest team.
really?
Yeah. They have an average age of 29.6 years. If you get lads to
I
know.
thought you were going to say like 43.
Yeah, 29, young, very young,
Like a
very
men's
young.
league softball team.
And the youngest team, they have already played. Google.
Do they give the good-looking fans access to better seats just for the camera work?
They should. If they don't, if they aren't doing it, they
Or is it
should.
just like, you know, like the NCAAs and stuff, where they just standardize. There's just somebody whose job it is to find those people.
Yeah, find the hot girl, the token hot girl that we can show. Yeah, yeah. Although if those camera guys are like any of the ones I've worked with, they're already finding
I
them.
reckon the camera guys are pervs, and I reckon they're
They're
trolling
already-
around the stadium looking for hot girls.
Yeah,
and they're
they
going to go,
know.
oh, there we go. Okay, right. Yeah. "15 minutes. I tell you one thing, the bookies are having a great time at the moment
Oh.
from all these results, all these
Cleaning
kind of
up.
shock results. They're making a fortune.
Got to get that ball in there, Rashford. Give him a chance, maybe.
You can see the Walker's kind of moved up a little bit more
Yeah.
up the pitch as well. Here he is now. Into the box. Not a bad cross, not a bad cross.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that England jersey. I think it's a bit too kind of in your face, isn't it?
The whole thing is very red.
Yeah.
It's just strange not to see him in white.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. You see, Harry Kane has tried to do that at least 3 times already.
That layoff.
That layoff, and it's just not working out for him.
I don't know. Not a whole lot of
He
other
needs,
options.
I
though.
think he needs to take it down, and he needs to kind of absorb the
Settle
pressure
it.
and then find a position where he can cross it in.
You think he's trying to rush it a little too much?
Yeah, like he doesn't need to kind of, because he's completely outnumbered by that defence as well.
Great ball. Good ball in. There it is. That's a penalty. How's he pushed him?
I don't think he was in the box yet.
They're calling the first
I
one.
missed it. What happened? Did he? Did he run into him? Maybe.
I was looking at the second runner.
I'm not sure the second one was a real penalty either.
I'm reaching here, guys. Really reaching. trying to help our boys England out. Your boys, your
Yes,
favorite.
yeah.
Your queen.
Number one
Help her.
fan. Yeah, exactly.
This isn't shooting distance.
This, I think it is. I think this is actually in range. Looks like Ashley Young is going to go for it. I'm surprised Harry Kane is not taking these free kicks.
He takes them for Spurs, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
This is a perfect position for a free kick. Top left. Or maybe top right. Where would you go?
Straight down Broadway, baby. No, if you can get it up and down, you top left, I would say. It's tough to see through that wall, you know. The keeper sees it pretty late.
Or maybe even kind of drill it really low down to the right hand side.
There's about 10 people in that wall.
Oh, he went left. Oh, poor man. Should be doing better.
It's hard from that close to get it up and down. Look at that. Look how many people are lined up in the wall.
They didn't miss by too much. A couple feet.
Wait, what camera guy is this?
This is a fan cam,
Go
is
cell
it?
Where's he?
phone to grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said enough of looking for the hot girl. Let me just go sit next to her.
How you doing? Loftus-Cheek is coming on. Okay.
That's a strange one. For Delhi?
Yeah.
A little surprising that Vardy hasn't gotten a chance yet.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think Southgate fancies him too much, does he?
I don't know. I mean, I think I said to you before, I think he might be holding out until the second match. But again, you know, if you need to go in this one, you need to bring him on. Loftus-Cheek is a surprising one because, you know, he wouldn't be the kind of standout player of the squad. Qatar Airways are getting a great bit of advertising here, aren't they? Every single time I see, like,
If I were an advertiser, I'd want to
Yeah.
be wherever England's left-hand side is, right?
yeah.
A lot of action down that wing.
We're going to get one ball over the top from Tunisia. They're going to get one more chance to score.
Do you reckon they're going to get it on the counter attack? Yeah.
That was my tactical soccer hot take for the afternoon. They've just been upfield for so long.
Yeah, they really have. Like, it's just like, how can a team kind of sustain that kind of pressure? It doesn't happen that often.
Too many bodies. Need
So, if you're England, let's say you get out of here in 15 minutes and it's still a draw. You spent the entire half, I mean, really most of the game, in their half, or in the final third. Do you look at it and say, all right, well, this is where we were, or whatever, or do you realize we could not finish against Tunisia, like, at all?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think they should have been finishing those chances in the first half. But what they will be saying is that the referee has made a few bad decisions and we were robbed by that.
That's not helpful at all. So that's not going to get them.
But I mean, if Gareth Southgate is looking for an excuse, he's going to use that as much as he can. But the plain fact is that they haven't been good enough, and they haven't been taking the chances.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the energy they had in that first half, or at least the chance they created.
Yeah,
Second half has not had the same.
exactly.
Kind of-
But how long can you have that intensity? How long can you play that kind of attacking, kind of wing back kind of style? You can't play it for 90 minutes because it's not going to work. Here we go. Did well there. Oh, okay. Good defending. Good defending. In the box. Oh, keeper does very well. The keeper is going to go down there for the next 5 minutes.
Oh.
No.
Pretending.
No, we can't.
Pretending.
We're
he's-
gonna.
Backup number 3.
I can't believe we're gonna see it. We're gonna see Brian's guy after all this.
No, like,
Do they have any subs left? No.
this guy is just gone down because.
You're allowed to bring in a goalie.
Are you?
just have to take off somebody else, right? If you're out of subs and you need to put in
You only get your 3. If a goalie was red carded, you could make a sub and switch, but they use.
Braces.
40-year-old man with braces. Fair play to him.
It's never too late for.
Yeah, exactly.
Never
yeah.
too late. They have
Extra
one more
strength.
sub. They've only used 2.
Yeah, if that guy's not injured, he's gone down because he knows he wants to. He wastes
milking
down
it.
the clock. Yeah, 100%. I do the same.
But you got to be able to bring on a keeper.
I'd be rolling around right
Otherwise,
now.
people
Like,
would
yeah.
just intentionally try to injure keepers after a third sub. There's got to be some sort of workaround for that. You just take guys out.
I
Well,
mean,
then you get a red card.
In theory, the referee would penalize.
All right.
In theory. Just a theory. I don't know.
Oh, he's got a whole sling on.
Damn. No.
I feel like
really
that's a
want
trade a lot of teams would make.
Well, now we won't see him for sure. Khalifa.
Khalifa, who does he play for? Let me Google it.
A lot of Googling.
Yeah.
Clue, Africain.
I'm gonna make that a thing. But
He must be a defender. He must be a defender.
They play in Tunis, in the Tunisian Championship, not the Tunis Liga, unfortunately.
What has been your favourite Tunisian name so far on the pitch?
Say that again?
What has been your favourite Tunisian name so far?
Ben Youssef, by
Yeah.
far.
It's gotta be.
It's got to
I mean,
be.
I
oh,
think-
we're on TV.
I think that's the hipster kind of choice, in fairness.
Oh, really? You
I'd,
think I'm
I'd
being-
probably go for someone like Mustafi. You
You're
know,
more of a classic guy.
a bit more of like an underdog came on. He's wearing braces, you know.
He is wearing braces. That's pretty.
Quite well. I mean, they haven't really done. He hasn't had to do as much in the second half. Despite all the time England has spent down there. Much injury time, if you will.
Yeah, in the second half, England have not really been asking too many questions like they did in the first.
But come on, Bush.
Like,
Yeah, they really are. Stall this thing
stall
out.
by any means necessary. Just hold on for dear life.
2 meters closer than he's supposed to be. So he's gonna make the guy.
That wasn't a great delivery. Come on, England. Look at that. Look how the furthest Tunisian player forward isn't even at the center
Yeah,
circle.
lines up deep, like, yeah.
Can't blame him, but damn.
That's nice play. In the box.
Go Tunisia. Now's your chance.
So I feel like that even that's too slow. Offside. That's amazing. Barely over midfield.
Nice play. Lovely turn.
Well,
you should
why
be
would you
finishing.
leave it?
You should be finishing, man.
Why would you let that go?
Was that Rashford who left it? I think it was.
Why would you leave that? There's no way that someone could possibly have a
Literally,
better look
all you
than
have to do is put your foot out and take a shot.
That's frustrating.
Is he off
Is
again?
he might have been. Get some new boots, Tunisia. They've been slipping all over the place.
They have actually, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it Iran that Nike, because of the embargo, they like canceled?
Get no shoes.
It's unbelievable.
Get your own shoes, Ron. It's amazing, like the little ways that global geopolitics and
Yeah.
all that have an impact on stuff like this
It's just
in ways that you wouldn't think about, as
No.
opposed to like bribery and corruption, which are the ways you would.
sure. But yeah, shoes, those types of things. What do you think about it? You think Nike should just try? I mean, what they get in major trouble if they have to. I mean, their
It's
hands are pretty
not
tied.
worth. I don't know. I mean, it's not worth finding out.
Why would you have an open look and you leave that for someone who's got two defenders next to him, who's right behind you? Bad decision.
Oh, they're in behind. Oh, good defending.
That was well done.
fairness, Walker did very well there. He kept his man off.
So who's England playing next?
They play against Panama.
Okay, so at least they should get points there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should. But then it kind of comes down to the Belgium match.
We thought both teams would probably be on 6 points heading into that, where it was
Yeah.
just jockeying for first and second. But
yeah.
now it could have some more significance.
But who would be the third team people would expect to sneak through if it wasn't England?
Maybe Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Yeah.
If they can frustrate England, maybe they can frustrate.
The thing is, still, everybody should be Panama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
I think
Should.
Tunisia will be on 4 points, I think, after they play against Panama. And then, do they play, I think they might play Belgium next. And in fairness, listen, this Tunisian defence, if they can keep England out, I think they can also keep Belgium out.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. Even though like Belgium have a lot kind of better strikers, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Harry.
Wow.
Wow, that's huge.
There we go.
Great flick to him as well. Wow.
90th minute.
Two goals for Harry Kane from about 2 yards out,
Yeah.
both of them. But hey,
Didn't do much of anything besides that.
but he'll be the hero. Harry the hero.
Made the last conversation totally moot.
Where was the marking? It's completely free. That's really poor. Great finish though, but really poor defending.
Good fl-
Second time they got it on a set piece. You can't
Yeah.
do it
Yeah, exactly.
in open play. But
I'll tell you what, that was a good finish. Maybe I was a hasty. There
That
was
was really nice.
goalkeeper and defender on the line. He placed that. Wow.
You kind of feel like you kind of do feel sorry for Tunisia because like this is probably one of their biggest matches in history.
Yeah. And they got so
Yeah,
far.
They got so
Although-
far, like
They did, but on the other hand, they were not. There was no forward pressure. There was no attempt to try to
oh
win
yeah,
the game. I mean,
100%. Yeah, but I mean, I suppose like I think they know like they're how good they are.
No, I get the strategy.
They
I'm
know
just
like
saying
their
it's
vulnerabilities.
you know, like you're saying, it's hard to do that for 45 minutes
Yeah,
and not expect at some point some kind of breakdown.
yeah.
It's essentially how they scored in the first half. Same basic deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Huff and puff and just break the house down eventually.
You know,
They're not
mistake
happy.
leads to a
Yeah.
corner. In the first half, it was a mistake led to a corner.
But hey, after watching, Brazil and Argentina struggle, maybe sometimes you got to know when to play with muscle instead of trying to flare everything.
Well, I suppose England are kind of getting the result here, whereas a lot of the other teams haven't.
Exactly.
Spain, Brazil,
It's effective.
Argentina.
Maybe not as pretty.
Yeah.
But, Tunisian
But it's
tears.
also hard to tell me if I'm wrong, but it's also got to be hard to tell how effective or ineffective it is because you have to assume the next team you're going to play isn't going to play 11 guys in their own third of the field.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's,
Park the bus,
Park
as
the
we call
bus,
it.
yeah. Well, I mean, if I was Tunisia, I would play exactly the same way against Belgium as they're playing against England right now. They just need to kind of get one lucky break on the counter-attack because they don't have the ability to kind of play that kind of creative, expansive football like that.
Maybe
That the other teams can.
Maybe they look at that first half of Belgium, Panama, and say, there is a way to keep them out for a while.
Yeah.
There's hope.
Yeah.
This is going straight to the corner.
give me the ball. Give me.
It's not enough time.
That should be
Stupid
it.
question, but why didn't he, when the ball was in the corner and went out, do you get to advance it to a certain point before you throw it in, or he didn't seem to throw it in from the...
You're
corner
supposed
where
to,
it was buried.
yeah, you're supposed to kind of throw it in from the point in which it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
maybe there was something going on, like it
Yeah.
was like that far in the corner.
It's a rule they don't really enforce
Yeah.
to the letter. They just doping
Doping
control.
control.
Doping control.
Harry
back
Kane,
there.
get in there now.
Yeah. Wow, that was huge.
Now, well done to
That was
England.
exciting.
Yeah, well done to them.
There's the guy with the hair.
Sassy? No, that's
He's not happy.
Badri. I don't know.
Is this the first group so far where the two favored teams have actually won?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah.
Let's see.
think it is. What are people saying on social media? Actually, what are they?
Sweet, yeah, because Germany didn't win. Brazil didn't win. Argentina didn't win. Well, I guess France and Denmark were technically the favorites in Group C.
I think it's just a big sigh of relief over in England. What are they saying?
Russia and Uruguay, I guess, were two favorites as
Yeah,
well.
I guess so.
Points is points.
Not tournament favorites, but
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of giving out about the referee.
the English wouldn't do that. They wouldn't give the referee a hard time. That's not their style.
Here's one. England celebrating a stoppage time goal to beat Tunisia in the group stage like they just won the World Cup is an incredibly predictable English reaction for what is deemed a success in this tournament.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
You know, I can't say anything because I celebrated what was it the Landon Donovan goal heard around the world.
Algeria?
Yeah,
Oh.
you know,
But didn't that get them through? And
it did.
Right.
It
They-
did. We needed it. We
Right.
needed to get through.
That was exciting. That was really amazing. I remember that.
We topped that group with England
Really, yeah.
on goal
Was
difference.
this in 2010?
Group C.
Yeah.
But it was either that or they weren't going to get through.
Yeah.
Like they were either going to win the group or not get in.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Was it in 2010 that England played against the US and the goalkeeper, the English goalkeeper, Robert Green, I think his name
Yep.
is, he made a massive mistake?
Yep. Right after Stevie G had scored for England.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
We drew 1-1.
Yeah, you won 1-1.
Yeah, U.S. beat England 1-1. But we did take the group because England was playing, I think, Slovenia, and they drew on the final match day when U.S. beat Algeria.
Okay.
And so somehow on goal difference, we went through. So
Right.
I only know this because I have to keep that in my back pocket anytime the English are giving me a hard time about U.S. soccer.
Right.
But I guess that expired with this World Cup.
Trinidad and Tobago. Wasn't fair. It was 2-1.
We had to play two nations.
I am fairly certain we would have beaten Trinidad or Tobago.
One of them. Both it's too
That's
much.
too,
Too
it's
much,
not
yeah.
fair. It's 2-1.
Let's see. Take a look at some of the stats here. Should we do a little AR? Should we throw it up on the desk so everyone can see? Let's see. All right, Matt, talk us through it. What do you got? What are you seeing? What jumps out at you right away?
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so successful passes, 86%, decent. Accurate passes, 457 to 273. You know, you'd expect the possession to be like that. I actually expected England to have a little bit more possession than 60%.
Yeah.
Of course.
Give a little bit of that basketball type
Anything for you?
fouls committed. And again, kind of thought that was going to be a little bit of try to slow him down.
You can kind of see here, actually. Look at the crosses.
On the side.
Yeah, all right. 22 versus 4. Again, that's where England kind of wants to go down the wings with the two wing backs. They want to get the ball. They want to get the ball in the box, crossing it.
In a way, I have to say, for someone who's followed England for some years now, it's a little bit refreshing because this is no longer the diamond with Gerrard and Lampard, where it was so narrow and they had no width at all, no real actual wingers or wing backs. So, in terms of at least style, this is something new. This is something a little more exciting for me.
Yeah.
It's different, right? It's not the same old England squeezing players in to try to make them.
But as I was saying earlier, I think really kind of changed this to this formation in the past couple of months. That, you know, they weren't really comfortable with how they were playing. You know, they didn't make a few kind of decent opportunities. They were still learning.
Well, they got a result. So they bought a little more time, to learn, I suppose.
Yeah.
Should we look at a couple of players? I would say let's do Tunisian England, but maybe it makes more sense to do 2 English players.
Yeah.
We can only talk about Ben Youssef so many times.
Right. I'll pick Lingard.
He was one of your main men. And I will pick... Who was impressing me there? Maybe Sterling? He was active. Wow, look at that pass percentage for Lingard.
6%. 0 chances created. Attempts on goal 1. Goal attempts 4. Accurate passes 27 to 15. You can tell that he's obviously had a lot better game than Sterling has, but
Sure.
you'd expect to have this 0 to do a little bit more.
Maybe we look at England's midfielders. You want to pick out Henderson over there, and I'll go with Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Let's see how the base was doing here.
So what is it? 84% successful pass rate versus 83% for Dele Alli. Again, Dele Alli didn't have a great game. You can see it here in the accurate passes: 24, 25. Total passes, Jordan Henderson doubled or more than doubled Dele Alli's passes.
You know, also noticing here on Jordan Henderson's side, 6 duels won, none lost. That's that's the kind of security blanket maybe you're looking for.
Well, that's what you're looking for in a player like Jordan Henderson. You're looking for a guy who's got, kind of mind to kind of roll in there and to lock it in. Dele Alli had a poor game, though. Really, really poor game.
Should we look at some of the match analysis now? Start out with a little snap. We're still seeing Lingard here. Still pretty unbelievable pass successful pass percentage. 20 passes, only one of them. This long ball across didn't find someone. So he was pretty tidy. I mean, I feel like we saw that. We didn't see him give the ball away a lot. He didn't do anything too foolish.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah, if you look at it in terms of like successful passes, you know, he did very well that way. But I mean, again, I'm looking for more from these players. I'm looking for more than what they produced today, especially in the
What about when Rashford came on? Did he impress you?
Yeah, headed Rashford. There's a few opportunities that he kind of maybe could have got in behind the defender a lot more. He got rustled off the ball a couple of times. Again, he didn't really have that much time compared to the other players on the pitch. It's kind of difficult to play a game like that.
He did get some touches on the right wing, though. He was involved. He was trying.
He got around, yeah. Oh no, there's no kind of annoying his involvement.
Looking at the shots, remember we were sort of marveling in the first half about England's as a team, all their shot attempts and how many it was.
Wow.
So let's look at it. But in the first, how many of those 18 were in the first half? I think we said it was 12 of them.
Okay.
So they really sort of dipped a little bit. They kind of started to struggle to break down Algeria. Excuse me, Tunisia. I'm still living in 2010, the glory years, Group C.
Back in the good old
days.
The
good old days.
Yeah, so again, 4 misses. That goal towards the end with Kane. One save by the goalkeeper. Again, but if you look at like the distance, was this the free kick? Was it?
Those were the free kicks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the free kick. So poor.
Is that a cause for concern going forward
Absolutely,
when maybe England are struggling to break someone down and they run out of ideas?
If they play like the way they played tonight against Belgium, they're going to lose.
Do you feel that maybe the scoreline flatters them in terms of it's not really vindication?
They deserve to win. There's no doubt about it. But it's just how they won. You know, like they get into that last kind of phase of play. And you'd expect that a team like England against a team like.
So even though they found the goal, they didn't really find the answer, so to speak, in what to do in those situations. Maybe a little fortunate to get that goal. The result probably deserved, but in terms of how they created that second goal, not really a formula that you can recreate, or you would want to go to every time if you needed a goal.
I mean, like the kind of stats kind of speak for themselves here. You know, it's not the kind of level that they need to be at. So it's mainly down the wings as we go 50% in the middle, 40%.
Even if that's your strategy, if you're built to produce stuff down the wings, wouldn't you like to see this number 15% a little higher, at least in terms of maybe trying to create some space or draw defenders more central so that your attacking players in the wing can find room to run into?
Yeah, I mean, their kind of game plan though was to go down the wings. You know, it wasn't really working for them, so maybe he could have changed it up a little bit by going down the wings and playing more kind of 1-2 kind of passes with Harry Kane to bring other players up forward. But yeah, it doesn't look like they did.
Job done. Enough is
3 points, you know.
Considering.
Yeah, they'll be delighted. I think they're going to be having words about the referee. We're not going to hear the end of that from the British media, but it's.
About what though? Like what would be the complaints?
Oh, because like even on the Twitch stream, people were kind of giving out about.
I get the penalty. I mean, the PK I understand, although I think again in real time.
And then the Tunisian guy was basically all over Harry Kane in the box. It was
what should have been another profile.
Yeah, so like if you do that to an English team, like you know you have to be prepared to take the wrath of the media.
Quit bitching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Should we take a quick look ahead to Russia and Egypt? Let's go to match day 2. That's what we're covering tomorrow.
Right. Really looking forward to see Mo Salah.
Tournament stats, obviously, only one match of a small sample size, but going forward, Egypt going to have to do a little better and find a way to slow Russia down. 5 goals probably can't happen again, or can it?
I think Egypt are going to absolutely hammer Russia.
Really?
Yeah. I think if Mo Salah is playing tomorrow, I think they're going to be exposed at the defence. They were really lucky to play against a team like Saudi Arabia. Russia were in the first game, and they beat them by 5-0. I reckon the 5 goal could be down to 0 in terms of goal difference after tomorrow's game.
Really?
Yeah. Russia are not a good team. This is not a good team.
Outside of Mo Salah, maybe look at their passing and maybe take some sort of positive from that. That even in a losing effort against Uruguay, which is on paper a much better team than Russia, that they were able to pass the ball far better than a team that was thrashing someone 5-0.
Yeah, they have a decent segment midfielders, and I think he plays for. He's a guy who can actually kind of create a few kind of chances. The total passes you can actually see here: 424 versus 345 against Russia. You know, Russia have a team that is going to feel really in awe of what Egypt have, and Egypt aren't even a great team, but it just shows you how bad Russia are. Even though they won 5-0.
Even though they won 5-0.
Yeah. But you know, come on, listen, they were playing against Saudi Arabia.
You think there might be a few more 0-5s for Saudi Arabia? Beautiful. Well, gents, final thoughts on this one? What do we think? Kevin, start us off.
I'm just interested. I don't feel like England on my mind. England really got challenged much defensively, so we were kind of talking about what that defensive back 3 is going to be able to do, and Kyle Walker on the right there. I don't feel like they really got challenged at all. Tunisia didn't seem interested much in attacking, so playing against other teams in that group, I'm be curious to see how England actually fares in that sense, because we didn't really get a chance to see much of it.
What's Lukaku, Mertens, and Hazard have to do against?
That's going to be a challenge.
Brian, what do you got? What were your big takeaways?
It's still hard to tell who's good and who's not. But then in sports, as in most things, we tend to overreact to whatever is happening in the moment. And I mean, there's a reason the bookies tend to be right about these sorts of things. Probably end up with the teams we thought at the end, but these guys won, but they didn't look great doing it. But they played a team that wasn't trying to score, and Germany played a good team and lost. It's all very confusing.
Yeah, I mean, what's the question again? Yeah, I mean, in terms of England or in terms of like.
I mean, if you want to tell us about Tunisia's future going forward and how they rebuild, I'd love to hear it.
Tunisia have a bright future ahead of them. Maybe not in football, but no, I think.
It's sunny there.
Yeah, apparently it's very, very nice. I think England didn't play as well as they could. I wasn't overly impressed with them. They need to improve a lot more, and they're going to struggle against Belgium.
Well, 3 points in the bag, they'll take it by any means necessary.
They'll be happy. They'll be happy.
That's it for us today. We'll be doing, Russia and Egypt tomorrow. That should be a good one. You guys have any comments, questions, feedback, love, hate? We take it all. Hit us up on all our socials. We've got them in the graphics there you should be seeing. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you were seeing this, you are the convention.